Hello everyone and welcome to this Mirror Now special. I'm in conversation today with someone who can very easily be called one of India's smartest investors. Many years ago, 40 years ago, she invested 10,000 rupees in an enterprise whose future was uncertain. Today, she's a billionaire many times over. That enterprise has grown into infosys. Dr. Sudha Murthy, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. Thank you so much. First things first, did you ever get those 10,000 rupees back?
Well, I never gave money because I should earn much more than that, or I'll invest so that I'll become an angel investor. There's nothing like that. I felt here the young man who has dreams and he wants to fulfill his dreams, and I should help him. I never ever thought I will get 10,000 back.
So you haven't got that 10,000 back?
But I got much more than that. How many times you only know? I don't even calculate that.
You don't calculate your net worth?
No, never ever. I'm not a calculative person at all in life. I married a man when he was not employed. Okay, he was educated, but he did not have a proper job. I got married to him. And little bit saving what I had, I gave it to his dreams. Okay, so I always have listened to my heart than my brain. So I'm not a calculative person.
But all over the press and newspapers, your daughter's wealth, you know, her net worth, your son's net worth, your husband's net worth. How do you feel about that?
I don't read those things. I said, it doesn't matter how much net worth we have, but still we eat a handful of rice. Okay, we live in the same way. It has not affected me in my personal life, not much at all. Press duty or the economic time, times or papers duty is to write. Let them write. But I worry about it. I don't worry about it. How does it matter? So it is there. Your life is same. And I don't come from a rich family. I come from a middle class family. So for me, the most important is books, people, my work. And that money has really helped me a lot in doing philanthropy. So much of work.
So that clearly is your passion, and I should have maybe started by congratulating you for your Padma Award. This is your second. This is not your first. How does it feel?
It feels nice. Countries recognizing your work, and it's something very special, very nice. That I feel it encourages someone, youngsters looking at that, they can make their vocation in social work. It will be recognized. It's not like passing the time, it's a serious profession.
Many women you speak to, working women you speak to, and you are a working woman through and through, always have this self-doubt. Why have I got this? Am I good enough? Were those feelings that you have encountered as well, being a professional all your life?
No, I don't think that way at all. I feel, look, you are in this situation. And you have many challenges in every situation. Taking care of that and knowing your limitation, you should work hard and excel. That's all I think. I never think, oh, am I up to the level? No. I think, okay, now I want to achieve the best in given set of circumstances. Like I was a teacher in a college, I'm a professor in a college. I enjoyed every day because I'll work only certain number of hours. Children were young at home. I'm a very good teacher. I got all best teachers awards. I enjoyed, more than that, I enjoyed students' company. So I accept the situation and try to work very hard and excel in the situation. I never doubt about myself. Oh, can I do or not? Okay, I will try. If I don't do it, it's okay. Why start with, oh, I may not be able to this mark. Let us see how things will work for you.
Many people remark, ma'am, that the way you and Mr. Murthy have led your life is exceptional. You are the example that is cited in households across this country, that this is an example of simple living, high thinking. I want to ask you, I don't want to keep coming back to your wealth. I know that's not the primary driving factor behind infosys or the way you think and your husband thinks, but I do want to ask you that the decision to be rooted in your middle class values was a well thought out one. It was a mindful decision because it could have easily gone the other way when all the money had started coming in.
Well, Well, because what is our decision? Anybody's decision in life is to be happy, right? What makes you happy, you will do, right? So in my case, the way I am is, for me, it's the happiest thing. So we decided we are in a happy state. We are with whatever in a middle class way what we have. Let us continue that way.
And your children, was there never any pushback from your children to say, Mom, Dad, let's fly first class when we can afford it? Why are we flying economy? Let's stay in a 7-star hotel if we can afford it. Was there a pushback?
Not really, in a way, because I always used to tell children, take them to my work. And I told both Akshata and Rohan, look at those poor children. They are as bright or even brighter than you. And to be born in this side of the line is not your decision. It's God's decision. Otherwise, and somebody would have been born there, you would have been born there. So it is your duty to help others. So when they were young, I made it a point that what we walk, we should talk and walk should be the same.
For your children, is it difficult having parents who are, public figures and in the limelight always? Of course, your daughter is now a public figure as well. But you and your husband are superstars here. If you look at the internet, they are calling you India's first power couple. How do they deal with it? Because both of you are well recognized across this country, much loved across this country. How do they deal with your success? Can it get a little, can it be a burden sometimes for children?
When children were young, I was not a well-known person at all. I worked between 9 to 12 in a college. I used to drop Rohan to school, and then I go to college, finish my lectures and bring him back. When he was in high school, I will work between 9 and 4. Okay? So they never knew that Amma was a working lady, because I will work when they are absent. And I was always working part-time, never a full-time. Probably when both children went abroad, then I did it a full-time and probably overtime. And my recognition has come off late last 15, 20 years. For me, Murthy must be much more than that. So it may be a little bit pressure on them, but I always tell them, in life you have to run your marathon on your own feet, not on someone's. And we never worked for this. I enjoyed my work. Fame came as a byproduct to me.
So when fame came to you, ma'am, someone had once told me that in one family there can only be one superstar. If there are two superstars, then there are two massive egos involved. When fame came to you, did that change the power dynamic in your relationship? As I said, you're called India's original power couple. How have you managed to play 4 decades so successfully as a couple?
Initially, when Murthy was working, I always supported. And when I started working passionately for poor people, Murthy supported. Behind every successful woman, there's an understanding man. My whole family, my daughter, my son, and Murthy, and my parents, my sister, all of them supported me so that I could continue my work. Again, it's more of an ego. What is that clashes actually in a couple? I am right or you are right, okay? There's nothing like that. You are right in some area, I'm right in some other area. Like in business and all, I'm really bad because my heart goes with the philanthropy. I can't be a good business woman. So that way, Mr. Murthy is a better person in that field. When it comes to compassion, it comes to helping people, sitting with the poorest of the poor, working for the poor, I am better in that. So you should understand that everybody has some plus, some minus.
Is that the advice you give to young people as well, young couples as well?
I tell that, but it takes a lot of maturity to understand that. Okay, it requires, and again, their personalities. I'm a little let-go person, It's okay, yeah. It's okay. Why one should listen to me 100%? Because one need not listen that way. I should enjoy my way of working, my way of thinking, and other also should enjoy the same way. Let go always helps.
Letting go always helps. When I see your interviews on the internet, and internet is flooded, just by the way, of your interviews, and there is you giving, all sorts of advice on marriage, on parenting, on lots of things, on how to live life, how to have patience, etc., etc. I want to ask you, and one of the things you said, I found it very interesting. You said just because, I'm not wearing solitaires and my demeanor is simple and I'm not doing makeup and my hair is not blow dried, people think I'm unpad gamar. ऐसा होता है क्या? आपके साथ कैसे हो सकता है? Many people will say. Everyone knows you.
If they do not know me, okay, if they recognize, they won't do. And I have written one article on that cattle class. Okay, it is very well known article. Once I was in Heathrow airport and rarely I wear salwar kameez in the travel. I wear a sari. Most of the time I was wearing a salwar kameez and I was standing in a business line queue. And two women were in raw silk, well dressed up, well groomed. They looked at me and they said, Behenji, namaste. And I said, also namaste. Then you are standing in a wrong queue. Economy is that side, you should go. And I could have said, no, I have a business class ticket. I said, okay, let me keep quiet and see what they talk to me. I said, oh, okay, is it? Will you show me your ticket? I said, no, it doesn't matter. The other one said in English, she won't understand. This queue is small, so she's standing. When the door opens, then they tell her to go that end. Then she said, business class is expensive. I said, is it? Then I asked them, what are the advantages of a business class? They said, you can check in 2 luggage, you can have 40 kg luggage, or some 60 kg, I don't even know, because I carry only one bag. And, they talked to me, and the second one said they were conversing in English so that I should not understand. Okay? Then they said, you can't tell cattle class people a lot, they won't listen. And I said, I just laughed and kept quiet, okay? So when the air hostess came, she opened the door and I got into business class and they were quite surprised. I was not stopped there. Then I told them, when I went near to them, class is not defined by money. Class is defined by how much you are useful to the society. This is in my way. Or you have done something distinguished service to your country. Like I said, Mother Teresa was a class lady. So is Manjul Bhargav, who was a great mathematician from Indian origin. They're class people. Buying a business class ticket doesn't mean any class in that. And that was in the paper I wrote. People do that. So many people think I don't understand. Behenji, Didi, Akka, Amma. Okay, all these are my adjectives. And they say, Namaste, slowly. So that I know I should not feel embarrassed because I do not know English and all those. People do, but I never feel insult. I said, it's okay, let us see the fun.
But there is one adjective, I think, which you're very happy about. Being Gopi's Ajji. Gopi's Ajji. I was at the airport when I came to Bangalore to speak to you from Delhi, and at the airport I saw 4 of your books and I saw a little crowd of children there, all gathered, around the Gopi series. How did you start writing for children? It's such a lovely series. It's so simple. It's telling a story. It's just absolutely lovely. What got you writing for children? And do you enjoy this the most? I would imagine you do, because the book itself is lovely.
I used to write, I'm writing since 40 years. First I used to write in Kannada, which is my mother tongue. And 2001, first time I wrote columns for Indian Express, and then I wrote for the Times of India. And my first English book came out when I was 52. And then last 20 years, I'm writing continuously in English. I enjoy writing for children because there are many things I want to tell children. And if you call them and sit down, okay, this, then they think it's a moral science class and run away. So I make a story and I write a moral inside that. So my books have done fairly well. For example, my grandma's backs of stories have sold over 5 lakhs copies. Or a single book. Then some other book, 2.5 lakhs copy, I think. 3,000 stitches. Then here, there, everywhere, 2 lakhs copies. Gopi's series alone, Coming Home, has sold more than 1 lakh of copies. This may be 80 or 90,000, nearing 1 lakh. That shows that there is a dearth of writing for children in English in our country.
What's the reaction you get for this book when kids see you?
Oh, a lot. When I go to school, sometimes schools call me and I like to interact with children. I enjoy it. When I go there, they said, why you have not brought Gopi? And sometimes I take Gopi and go. if it is in Bangalore. Gopi is my dog. Okay, just now he left home. And children, sometimes they bring their dogs, okay, or their pets if it is a Zoom call, okay. And in the airport, someone called me, Gopi is a J and all. So my nickname has become Gopi is a J. And people bring gifts for Gopi. In Pune, I was reading Gopi's book, and so many children brought chocolates for Gopi. And people buy a small, pillow for Gopi, water bottle for Gopi. Gopi has a collection of gifts.
No, Gopi also has his own signature.
Yeah.
Gopi
you can see.
Yes.
This is the Gopi's signature. This is mine. And this is Gopi. Gopi's
paw.
This is Gopi.
Oh.
And children love this. You said put two Gopi signature.
Achha, so when you go for book signing, does Gopi also go with you, or do you take the seat?
In Bangalore, sometimes he comes. But the crowd will be too much. So that time, it becomes difficult to control Gopi. So I take the seals everywhere, wherever I go.
So here's a question, because we are holding the book. I'm just going to read out the spelling that you use for Murthy, M-U-R-T-Y. But that is not what your husband uses. Your husband uses?
T-H-Y.
T-H-Y.
Yeah, at the time of marriage, I told Murthy, T-H-Y always gives the sound th. T-Y gives th. And so, my surname will be T-Y because it's nearer to the correct pronunciation. And Murthy says most South Indians write T-H-Y. So he was always T-H-Y, I was always T-Y. My children are T-Y.
Your children are T-Y? That's very interesting.
Yeah, because that's the correct spelling. That's what I claim.
Acha. How come Mr. Murthy didn't change his?
No, he was already born and brought up. By the time he was married to me, his passport was T-H-Y.
How did the two of you meet?
We met in Pune. I was working in Pune and Murthy was also working in Pune. We met. And there are a lot of articles on that, how I met Murthy. He came from Paris. He was working in Pune. We met.
And it's a love marriage, is it?
It's love marriage.
Oh, how wonderful.
I knew him 4 years before my marriage.
Okay. Speaking about marriage, your daughter is, of course, now married to Britain's Prime Minister. Have you managed to go to 10 Downing Street? Have you already visited? What's it like?
After, Akshata got married to Rishi, as her classmate, not the Prime Minister of Britain.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. And he was her classmate, and they decided to marry and got married in Bangalore. I have gone to 10 Downing Street before he became Prime Minister, because he was a finance minister before that, and he lived in a 10 Downing Street house. So I went there when he was a finance minister. After he has become PM, I have not gone.
You haven't?
Not gone. He's so busy. I'll go in June and sometime, May, June.
Does your daughter call asking you for advice? Because she's in the public eye. And the cameras can be very harsh, the questioning can be very harsh. There were questions about wealth, there were questions about tax. It mustn't have been a pleasant experience for her or her family. Did she seek advice from you? What do you tell your children in situations like this?
I always tell, you have not done anything legally, ethically wrong, okay? And people will write. They have their own ways to write, their own ways of thinking. You can't help it. But you should know inside, as long as you are legally, ethically right, you should not worry. And limelight is not constant on one person. It is always like a searchlight. It goes on revolving. Today it's on you, tomorrow on somebody else. So don't give so much importance to the limelight, because you think that is the index of popularity. When it is not there, then you feel bad. Limelight is the index of this chair, okay? It is not the person. And you should not worry about what people talk, plus or minus. But you should do the right thing. That always gives you happiness. And I have believed in it. Whether somebody says you are fantastic, I don't worry. Or someone says, Behenji, namaste, also I don't worry. I do as long as I do legally, ethically, right way. And help people. Ultimately that.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you then, what you do with your money? You obviously are, for example, do you buy clothes? Do you buy jewelry? Do you buy books? What do you do? I mean, if, say, you wanted to spend money, where would you spend it?
You may be surprised, for the last 27 years, I have not bought a sari.
Really?
I have written an article on that. Okay? 3 handfuls of water. I went to Varanasi And most South Indians, when they go to Varanasi or Kashi, we say, we should leave the best, what you like the most. Okay? That's a tradition. My grandparents wanted to go to Kashi. And they died. They were from a village. They were not able to travel that much. They always had that dream, we have to go to Kashi one day. To fulfill their dream, I went. In 1994, I think. 94, exact date also I have given. I went to Kashi and I had bath on Gai Ghat and took water. And then suddenly I remembered, when you go to Kashi, you have to give away something. The first handful of water I gave it to my own country, which is so rich in civilization, which has a rich culture, and I'm very proud about that. Okay, and then I gave one more arghya of the water to my grandparents who wanted to come, could not come, and on their name I gave it to Mahadev. The third one I said, I should leave something today, and I said, oh Ganga, you are the witness. I'm not going to do this. Okay. Normally people leave jalebi or laddu or a baingan, whatever they like. For me, suddenly I felt, what a woman likes shopping. Let me not shop other than essential things. I just left the water and came out. Then I was scared. What did I do here? I'm very fond of color combination because basically I'm a creative artist. My friends, when their marriage was fixed or the son's marriage was fixed, they used to call me. Let's go for sari. Which color combination is right, etc. And I said, I'm not going to buy anything. Then I said, oh, we have always in India, in all these living rituals, we have always a bylaw. Parayachit karo or karo. Okay, I will do that. But I said, let me try it for a month or two. And that same evening, I wandered in Kashi gullies. I saw many saris, but I didn't feel like going inside. After 2-3 months, I felt it really is not needed. It is more in our mind. What I need and what I don't need is in our mind. When I realized that, my love for shopping just disappeared. I just don't go to shop to buy. Rarely I go, someone wants to buy it, push me, you should come with me, but I don't enjoy at all. I have not bought anything in the last 27 years. A jewelry, a sari, nothing. Except medicine I have to buy, plane ticket I have to buy, food I have to buy, books I have to buy. These are essential
books,
items.
so you get a very good discount also?
Yeah, because I'm an author, I ask for that.
You ask for it?
Yeah, of course.
So hasn't someone come and said, ma'am, you're an author, half of Infosys is yours, why do you need a discount?
No, I'm asking the discount because it's an honor to an author. It is an honor to an author. Author is respected with a discount. Okay? And don't talk about the same discount money. I may put it in some philanthropy. It is not that I will use it for something. So for me, discount means it's an honor for an author. How you sign the book, it's an honor for an author. I always ask authors discount डालो उसमें हम बोलते हैं. And what do I do with money? I love to help people. I love to build buildings for people, for animals, for human beings, everything. And I spend any amount of money you give, I will clear it in no time. Okay?
Do you believe that the more you give, the more you get? A lot of people say it.
People say, but I have experienced that. The more I have given, not for that sake I give, because I like to give, because I enjoy giving. I enjoy giving. It's a great source of joy. As soon as I get up in the morning, what is that which makes me to get up and look forward? It's the poor people. When I look at them, I always feel I have a duty towards them. I have a duty towards them. I am a daughter of a doctor in a middle class family, married to Shreya Murthy when he was a very ordinary person. And why God chose us to give this kind of a wealth? This is meant to help others. And God cannot be present directly. So he says, okay, I'll make XYZ people rich and let them give.
Since you are the nation's favorite grandmother, thanks to Gopi and your children's books, I want to ask you, what is it that you'd want to tell them? Grandmothers are always, they give good advice. What's your advice to young people in this country?
Number one, I want to tell children, when elders tell you something, Please listen to that, because experience is the best teacher in life, but very expensive teacher. When your grandparents have told something, that means they have experienced their failures and success, and they have come to this natija or this result. It has a lot of meaning. Listen to that.
Dr. Sudha Murthy, as a citizen of Karnataka, you're headed into an election. I'm not going to ask you who you're going to vote for. I want to ask you what you will vote for.
I will vote for the right causes.
Which are?
Being a teacher, I care for rural education, opportunities for the rural people, more concerned with rural background, anything which helps them, I'll vote for that.
As a Bangalorean, what are your concerns about the city?
It's a fantastic city. It was once upon a time a pensioners' paradise, but infrastructure is very bad. And we spend so much time in traffic. So you are never on time in any meeting. Either you are too early or too late. So that is my concern about the roads.
In Bangalore, and you think that whoever comes to power needs to try and see if it can be fixed. Dr. Sudha Murthy, thank you.
And I just want to tell you, I don't use my doctor anywhere, because I'm shy of using that.
Really? Why?
So minimum things there in life, even in your addressing things, like I'm Sudha Murthy, that's it.
Okay. Sudha Murthy, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To stay